Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to OCAST, your island gateway to all things geek. I'm Cal, your host tonight, and joining me tonight, Kieran. What's happening with you?
Not much, just looking forward to the weekend, which is only 3 days away.
Yeah, and Payday is looming on Friday as well.
And then as
For a
soon as
few
I
of
get
us.
paid.
I can see that look on Des. You're nodding. Payday awaits on Friday.
I already got paid, but I know what you guys are already like. So no, I fully appreciate it. I can't help it. It's how the job works. I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Saying that, I don't know whether to welcome you as a special guest anymore, Des, because you're on here so often. I don't know. Are you one of the team now or what? I don't know.
I'm gonna leave it up to you. You're the host after all. This is up to you to make these decisions.
Kieran, what do you say? Is he still a special guest? Is he still special?
I'd say this is our special pet guest / host, Des.
Okay, right. I have to draw a limit there for two very, very important reasons. One, no. And two, what's my initials?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't think of that, did you? Yeah.
Before we go there, we're going to give credit to the preferred member of the Eller family for me at the moment because of Kieran's horrific sense of humour. We shall give a big thank you to Robin, who's doing just an incredible job with the editing and post-production of these shows. They are looking fantastic. I know you've not seen them yet, Des, but believe me, if you go online, our latest shows, he is doing phenomenal work for us, and we can just thank her. I don't know how often I can thank her for doing this for us.
You always thank editors because they are the people that can make or break a video.
Oh yeah.
There's a reason why the phrase "let's fix it in post" exists for a reason.
Yes, and I know there's so many things we've said on these casts that could have been clipped so horrifically and ended our lives and careers if they felt like it.
And this podcast is no exception. Let's see how far we can get.
Yes. Yeah, and we're not even doing the alpha male bro podcast thing. It's just, it's a nerd podcast of all things.
Give us time, though. We could easily shell out some protein powder or,
I've got that.
you know.
I've got that.
Well, you see, there we go. So Kieran's right off on the run there. So we can get some stuff started on that.
You just need like Alpha Omega tattooed on your head. A sorority.
And and your copy of Jordan Peterson in the background and all that good stuff.
Don't forget Alex Jones.
We haven't sold out yet because we're not yet doing the VPN promos or selling our cryptocurrencies. A long way to go before. OCAST is still legit at the moment.
Yeah, how far will we go before Descoin is a thing? No.
Would it be Dogcoin?
No, I think Descoin has a slightly better ring to it personally.
Right.
But
I mean, you already had Doge as a Bitcoin as cryptocurrency already, and you know who that's owned by. Or was.
Yes.
I actually don't. I don't follow the whole Bitcoin thing.
That's fine
haven't
then.
got a clue.
You lose brain cells worrying about it. It's fine.
Yes.
And I've already lost enough of them.
And with that, we did have a topic. Shall we?
Oh, we had a topic.
Shall we go to topic?
Shit.
Yeah. Shall we do the?
Yeah. I just need to get myself prepared for this. Hang on. Let me just.
There we go.
It's my Nuka coin, my Nuka Cola pin badge.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Yeah, well, I couldn't bring out the Pit Boy this time, so.
Yeah. Oh, you're not doing the wristband this time. No, it was killing you, I think.
No, I gotta save the wrist. I'm still recovering from the convention I did at the weekend, so I'm still extremely tired. So I need to save my poor arm. I need to keep the weight on that.
Right. With that, tonight's topic is Fallout Season 2. And very quickly, Des, your initial thoughts on Fallout Season 2. I don't know why I did that arm movement there either.
I don't know why either, because that's more of a Star Wars thing, but I enjoyed it. When we talked about Fallout Season 1 last time, I was worried. I mean, we all agreed that the first series was really solid. The ending was a little bit. It was a bit. We didn't fully agree. Well, I didn't fully agree that it was a solid ending.
Right.
And I did get worried about that. And I went into Season 2 still thinking about that. And I'm really glad that they decided to do like a pivot on that and change that a little bit. And I was really, really impressed with where they decided to take
Mm-hmm.
the second series and to introduce a lot of elements in there. And all in all, I think that was a solid second series for the story, for the characters. All in all, I was really, really impressed with what they did with
Yeah.
everything.
Yep. I think,
Yeah.
Kieran, you're in agreement here.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, the only way I could think about it is like comparing it to our review of season 5 of Stranger Things, where they both these seasons went for a running jump, leaped up, did some really cool acrobatics. Season 5,
Yeah.
Stranger Things just falling face first into dirt. But season 2, Fallout, it just keeps twirling and twirling, and then suddenly it grabs a skateboard out of nowhere, does an ollie, does a 180, does 360, and then it just lands perfectly on its feet.
A nollie and all that.
Yeah.
We're all getting Tony Hawk's flashing back in your mind right now.
I actually was, but I wasn't thinking of ollies and things. I was thinking like it was like some sort of special move where they went up a half pipe, and as soon as they reached the top, the ghoul pulls out a guitar and just starts riffing, and then all of a sudden, just as they were coming down, she's like, "You think I'm gonna fall flat in my face? You behind the head!" Like that. I didn't know where you were going with it.
Yeah.
What analogy?
But yeah, I'm total agreement here. It's not missed a beat. It's just carried on from where it was. It's not better. It's not worse. It is the same, but it's such a high quality they have. And also fair to say, it's very apparent they know what they're doing. This is not a lost type situation where they're just making up. There is a definite plan here.
Yeah.
And it's been thought out.
I agree. It really shows how far, not so much how far the writing has come, but where we were going to see the characters going. Like for example, I remember thinking that at the very first episode, you see the ghoul pre-ghouled, and he has his daughter, and they're at the kid party, and you're thinking, oh right, so the kid, so he must have gotten a divorce, and this is the weekend that he has with his child. But now you look at it more, it's just like, no, there's a lot more to this because there's a lot more of a backstory to that.
It was interesting. Remember in the last episode when I said, how would his wife feel about how he's behaving as the ghoul? And you said, well, she did all these awful things. And now, very interesting to see, you're realizing she's not the villain we thought she was.
Yeah, I quite liked that. That was just like,
that was I didn't see that
come. True villain outright, because she's the one who says we have to drop the bombs ourselves. You're like, shit, and then it does like that pivot turn, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
And they become sort of reluctant, we need to stop this, or at least give a chance for our daughter to live and whatnot. So I quite liked it. It was really, and seeing Clancy Brown make a cameo as the president of the US was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Definitely, I think they had like a lot of good characters, good character actors in there. Yeah, Clancy Brown was great as the president. It's really nice to see Macaulay Culkin in more acting roles now, and even that little arc that his character went through, that was really solid. I really enjoyed that to see that this whole Caesar thing that they were doing.
Yeah,
that it's just a cycle. There's no change to it because the note. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did have to look up online what the note said because it was very difficult to read. But I think the note said something like "It ends with me."
Yeah, it dies with me. It dies with me. I am Legion. I think it was something along those lines.
Yeah, and I think that just destroy the note, kill the only witness that you have. I am now Caesar. We'll just take it from there. I think it's a good arc to really lead into the third series.
Yeah, definitely. And Macaulay Culkin was a nice surprise. I knew he was. I heard that he was on Fallout Season 2, but I didn't know what role he played, and that was kind of neat. I just love. The only experience I've had with Fallout is largely Fallout 4. I've played not much into Fallout New Vegas, which is the main one in this season that you kind of need to know a bit of lore about, which kind of follows on with the producers, the writers knowing what they're doing, because they've researched their lore, as you can clearly see from like all the flashbacks and jumping back about what causes everything. So you have like the resource wars in between America and China, And
Yeah.
well, as a result, they have a wee bit of fallout.
Was that a pun? Did you do a pun? Kieran, are you throwing puns out there?
He's
Are
warming
you?
up. This is just
Are-
the thinnest wedge of the iceberg with Kieran, believe me.
Would you go so far to say, Callum, that Kieran is dropping puns?
Yes.
Because they
Yeah.
drop
Yeah.
they drop
Yes.
nukes, and everybody knows a good pun. You have to explain it. Everybody knows that. So yeah,
Yes.
You got to use the P bomb sometimes,
what Pratt? Because you are. No,
Roast more going down.
I'm sorry, Kieran. I have no idea where that came from. But sorry.
See, this
Sorry,
is-
no.
I didn't know where that came from. I am so sorry.
Oh,
Oh dear. Right. Right. Are you looking to talk about specific things, Callum? Specific things, Callum, or are we just gonna
No,
go?
we're just-
Derail.
Oh, with derail and
Yeah.
tangents ahoy. It's the
No,
old
'cause-
cast way. You got to know it by now.
Because the thing I wanted to mention with yourself, Kieran, is that you said there that you played Fallout 4.
Mhm.
You didn't play Fallout New Vegas, and it was up to the writers for that.
Mhm.
I agree with you, but I also never played Fallout New Vegas,
Yeah.
and I kind of got the feeling that there was a lot more there if you wanted to explore it, but I
Yeah.
kind of felt they told
Yeah.
enough there to
absolutely.
satisfy what you needed. Because sometimes, not all the time, but there are some times where they would layer in things
Mhm.
that doesn't, unless you played the game,
Mhm.
you don't really have an
It was-
idea of what's going on.
Mhm. They put in enough that for anyone who hasn't played the game, you get the gist of it. You don't need to you understand everything that's going on.
Yeah,
Every character they've introduced is relative to the game, but
Mhm.
if you don't aware of it, you're
Yeah.
aware of what's happening. You know the context.
It's that
Yeah.
fine line when you do an adaptation of a beloved thing. It's
Mhm.
like just getting enough for the casual fans that they can engage and they don't have to go
Yeah.
play every single game to death, and enough for the hardcore fans that they're saying, "Yep, this is our game on the screen."
Because
It's kind of got the balance just perfect at the moment.
I agree with you, because there's certain things that are out there now where I'm saying most of the things that are owned by Disney now. I'm talking
Yeah.
about Marvel and Star Wars. It kind of feels like you need to keep on top of everything in order
Yeah.
to get other things. And I kind of don't like that, because it doesn't feel like entertainment. It feels like homework.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
feel, it kind of feels like you have to check a list, right? In order to appreciate this, you have to watch Loki, and then you have to watch
Yeah.
Daredevil, and then you've got to get these things. With the Fallout, I know it's only one show, but I appreciate that they have put it up in there. It's like, well, this is the story of what's happening in New Vegas, and you have the house, and you have these elements, but it tells the story there. But if you want to know more, we have the video game where you could go and explore these things.
Yeah.
And I kind of prefer it like that, where it gives you the option to do it. But if you don't have
Yeah.
the time for a 300+ hour game,
Yeah.
you don't need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting question just on that. Like, are any of us still watching Marvel these days? I have.
What's
I think all
Marvel?
of us have stopped. Yeah.
I think
It's
the whole
like-
thing with Marvel,
They
excuse me,
they did
the thing
Marvel
with Marvel-
basically. That's what they,
Yeah.
they did.
Marvel should have. Well, they wouldn't have stopped. Let's face
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah.
Disney is a money making thing. I mean,
Yeah.
they did a great thing with Endgame, where they kind of tied everything up and everything
Yeah.
was set and sorted, and they could have just stopped it there. But they're trying to do this new thing. And no, I don't have the time.
I think it was.
Yeah, I don't have the time nor the inclination to go towards it. And I know people are saying great things about Wonder Man. I know they are. I don't have the time for it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like bizarrely at the last Ocon, and I was backstage with Rick, and we were talking about that, and he was saying, I think it was X-Men, and he said there was a new run of X-Men. And he said, I just wanted to read that. I heard good things, and I might have the comic wrong, Rick, if you're listening, but and then he just said, "Oh, I had to get this and that," and eventually I just had to give up. So how can I?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get 7 subscriptions just to follow this one main story, which is
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
turns into. And I understand the appeal of this broad universe where they all bump into each other, but at times it just bogs things. I mean, it's like Andor with Star Wars, its own standalone. You don't need to watch anything else. Just Rogue One, maybe. But this is what the strength of Fallout is. It's its own thing.
Yeah. I mean, Andor is a great thing because Rogue One came out first, and you could watch that. And if you wanted, then you could watch Andor. But it's not like you have to watch Andor in order to get what's coming up. If they had gone the route of doing shows like Fallout, where there were their own separate little stories that were just self-contained, that didn't have any impact on anything else coming up.
Yeah.
I think that will work. I imagine there's like some people out there that would have went into Deadpool and Wolverine having no clue who the TVA were, watching that just going, well, who's that? Why do they have glowing sticks? Why is there these magic doors opening that he could go into anything? If you hadn't watched Loki, you'd be super confused by that.
Yeah.
You know? But like we were saying with Fallout, it is self-contained. They did it the right way where it's like they present this story of these characters from this vault, but this is Vault 33, and we saw Vault 4. Well, surely there must be all these other vaults. I wonder what they're up to. Well, you can do that. You could get the game, and you can go and see these other vaults, which I think is the better way of doing it.
And speaking of the vaults, the fact that the vault full of, which is Norm's vault again, the one with the managers. All the
vault,
31
vaults. Yeah.
That's,
I think was
when they all wake up, they're completely panicking, and the way he presents it like it's a team building challenge, one of those awful team building and then all of a sudden they're engaged and wanting to do it, and that's how he has to just treat them like middle. They say they can't think of anything else, and then I loved in that group there's that one girl who was only working for the company a few weeks,
week
before, and she's outside of that corporate nonsense, and she's seen for what it is. Because again, point is that if you're on my Facebook, you know how much I love ripping on LinkedIn culture. I love bits like that, and also like Kyle MacLachlan. The first thing he does when he escaped at the end of season 1 was, "I'm going to clock in and put a suit on and get to work at the office." It's just
that story, not the Kyle MacLachlan story arc. The brother. God, I wonder what else he's been in.
Something to do with singing and
it was a wig changing thing. I could have been anything.
It'll hit you like a wrecking ball yet.
Different singer.
God, I'm telling you, if only somebody had done the homework before doing this episode, because some people are going to be super confused. If you want to know the punchlines to jokes, you need to do the homework on an OCast. You need to You need to be up to date with your OCast.
The OCast expanded universe out there, folks. Subscribe now.
The OCEC. No, the OCEU. Yeah, okay, right.
Which makes it sound like a bloody sort of nature protection organization or some like World Health Organization sort of level thing.
I don't know. To me, it sounded like you were going to start a sea shanty there. OCE.
No, I was going to go down like a completely different route of just looking down into the camera, just going, for £5 a month, you could sponsor an OCast supporter. Just £5 will get them a small takeaway from their local KFC to send them to for just a little bit longer.
It's impressive because there's no KFC on the island. So
well, yeah, you have to import it in.
Yes.
Yeah. You have to import it in. So it's like a fiver, but with the handling fee for just to get it onto the plane, to get it anyway. Where was I going? Oh yes, the brothers' story arc.
Yeah,
I thought was I loved it for the simple fact of you saw what the corporate thing is, where they all came together and they all got out of the vault, and this amazing thing. And then there was just that one dude was just like, I don't know you, which means that I can't trust you because you are not following the book on where it is. So essentially, you were coming in to take my position, and I'm not having that. And I
just wanted to see you're not a team player, because that'll be the ultimate in business
Yeah.
speak.
Mhm.
And by the way, that brother, what is the brother's name, by the way? I'm shocking bad.
Norm.
Names.
Norm. It is
Norm,
Norm.
thank you. Yeah, it is Norm. Norm should not have made it to the end of series, two.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way,
Mhm.
like I want the character to die, but the amount of times he was clocked in the head to keep him conked out, he
Mhm.
must have like major concussion or
Oh,
at
yeah.
least some brain bruising. Because every time he wakes up, it's just that one guy who's just like, sorry, and then just bonks him on the head again to black him out. But he should wake up. He should wake up when the rad roaches are attacking. It's going, oh my god, what is going? Why is there blinding lights? Oh
Yeah.
no, what is that? He should have, in comic book terms, he should have major amnesia and not
Yeah.
remember anything.
That
But
was bizarrely, to go off topic, strangely, that was the problem I had. Remember Smallville, the first season?
Mhm.
The amount of times Lex Luthor got knocked on the head and couldn't remember what Clark did. I said, that guy has got a serious brain rot, which might explain why he went evil. But it was like so many characters in Smallville got knocked on the head when Clark would have to use his powers in front of them.
actually, that makes a lot of sense because if you really think about it, Lex Luthor doesn't have any empathy. So by counting him out all the time, he would have lost empathy but retained all of his intelligence. So I think we just gave them a big get out of jail free card with that one. Just throwing that out there.
All right, Kieran, we've got a viewer comment. I'll hand it over to you.
Such is my destined duty.
Yeah, read it out in that voice. You have to read it out in that voice now.
Yeah, do you want to get like a lozenge or something before you begin? Because you went real Emperor Palpatine there for a second.
Right. So this is from Reynolds What's B 2858.
I don't even know what you're attempting there with that one, but it sounded painful.
Yeah.
I love the Fallout show, solely because we don't see many good adaptations with game franchises. This wasn't perfect per se, but it had a lot of nostalgic Easter eggs. Overall, cool adaptation.
What accent are you doing? It's like you're
That's,
doing Palpatine via the high sea.
It's stopped
I
off
like
in
that one.
France a few times there as well.
A little bit there, yeah. Jesus.
I have French. Why do you think I have this outrageous accent for you, silly king?
Oh God, he's
Let's
gone
not
full
talk.
Python now.
No, we're not going toward. We're not going in the royal. We're not.
Oh. Okay. So, Kieran, you're gonna have to read it out again because I couldn't even get through the accent. So you're gonna have to read it again.
So this time, just Kieran voice this time.
Normal. That's good. So this is from Renault Watt B2858. I love the Fallout show solely because we don't see many good adaptations with game franchises. This wasn't perfect per se, but it had a lot of nostalgic Easter eggs. Overall, cool adaptation.
Yeah,
I can
hard
English.
to disagree with it.
I totally agree with that. I personally, this is like a personal thing, that when I was back in my younger days, I still am. I was a big fan of Edgar Wright's movies. So his original Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and World's End.
Yeah.
And I think a solid Easter egg is something that you could just put in that a fan will get. But if somebody doesn't recognize it, it doesn't take away from what they're doing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Where it's not integral to the story. It is this little thing where if you see it and recognize it, you get like this gratification for it. And I agree with that. I agree with that in Fallout, where you can locations or weapons or clothing or characters. Like for example, at the end of the last episode, you see, I don't even know the character's name, but it's the character that I believe that you play in Fallout New Vegas. I think he's called the Courier or something.
Yeah, the Courier.
He's got the gas mask on. He's got the brown duster jacket, the helmet, and everything.
Which is basically the NCR outfit.
Now, I got that was from Fallout New Vegas. I recognized that character because I remember seeing him on the cover. I get that. And the theme starts to play. But then the new California Republic appears. And as an audience member, I felt, right, he's a member of the new California Republic. But for fans of the game, they'll be like, oh my God, that's the Courier. I played as that character in it. That's what
Yeah.
for me, that's what a solid Easter egg does. It gives you what you want, but doesn't take away
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the overall story.
It
And
adds to it.
I personally get that. Yeah, yeah. Even seeing things like in the first series, you had the Radaway.
Yes.
You
Yes.
knew that you were explained, this is Radaway, this will take away the radiation.
Yeah.
That appears a lot throughout the game, but as an audience, you're like, this is Radaway, this is what it does, ta-da.
Yeah.
That's all that you need.
I think
Yeah.
one of my favorite Easter eggs. I mean, there's many to choose from, but the first one that comes to mind was from the first season, where you have basically the critical shots sort of mode. You know, you don't really see it in the mode, but you can start to feel it when the
Yeah.
ghoul just starts blasting heads.
Yeah. Where you just know that if this was in the game, he'd be using bats in order to
Yes,
target the
bats.
specific body
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Even little things like Hank
Mhm.
calling his daughter Sugar Bomb.
Yes.
You,
Yes.
that's the name of the cereal. But if you know that, that's a great Easter egg. If you
Mhm.
don't, that's just a father's pet name for his daughter, which again works both ways, and I love stuff like that.
Mm.
I gotta say, and also just Hank the Ghoul. He's stealing the show every time. He's on in either version as well.
Did you say
At fir-
Hank the Ghoul?
I thought that's what he said as well.
All right.
It's just the Ghoul.
Did you just
The Ghoul.
Did you just
the Ghoul
combine
or
characters?
Yeah.
yeah, he's
No,
a
but
Elvis. You
In,
know,
in
forgive him.
either timeline, it's just his story is so compelling, and it's just the strength of a good show that he's not overpowering the rest. Everyone else is so good. You know, like all the other storylines and a lot of other shows, it would have probably overpowered because he's so bloody good all the time.
Yeah,
This is just casting just so perfect, the guy.
I think one thing I love about the Ghoul, or Cooper Howard.
Oh, yeah.
Cooper Howard.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm terrible with names as well. As you
It's
as
okay.
you probably
It's
saw.
okay.
Hank the Ghoul could be a good comic, but yeah, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
But the
No,
cool
no,
thing
no.
about
What we actually got a glimpse of there, this is Callum's fan fiction, where Hank and the Ghoul get together, and so they become like no, they become like a detective agency. So they
Why
become
not? Yeah.
Hank the Ghoul, and they go out and solve mysteries within the wasteland. Wherever your brain was going, Kieran, that's in you. That's on you, not me.
I mean,
I want that on
the
record.
thing
That
is,
sounds like a bold idea, to be honest.
Rule 34, if it exists on the internet,
We're not. No, please. You keep steering
No,
us there, Kieran.
No,
Jesus.
we're not going down that route. We're not. But the thing, I'm going to try and bring this back on track.
yeah.
And the thing I agree with the Ghoul is it is a great arc for him. And I agree with you, Callum. He's not overpowered, especially in the mid-season where you kind of see a little bit of the Ghoul where he is very ruthless with trying to get to his family. Where the witch doctor or the snake oil salesman who gets converted, and how weird is it to see him with a shirt and tie and everything, and he appears, and then he takes like not even a minute to just be like, all right, if she's safe, then I get my family, and he's just boom. There's like no hesitation, and I'm really glad to see Lucy just take out Kim out. And he spends part of that series, part of that episode, just through the pole, fighting to not become feral. And I love that. I didn't see that coming. I honestly didn't.
That was pretty cool. I mean, you're on the edge of your seat thinking, shit, is he going to go feral? Is he going to go feral? And he's just like pushing through it. And he's like, you see him on the edge. And you see him like gradually pull his way up to the edge. And then he has that feral ghoul burst and just slides all the way back down. Now, the interesting thing that connects to next is the super mutants. I had no one had seen a super mutant in any of the series up until that point. So as soon as I saw this large figure come across, myself and my wife were watching. I'm like, super mutant.
Yes.
You know. So I imagine we're going to see maybe more of them in the next season.
Come on, if you're going to introduce. Yeah, if you're going to introduce a super mutant, who do you cast to play a super mutant?
I mean,
Come on, Kieran.
Big Show.
It was Ron Perlman, man. Come
that's
on.
true.
It was Ron Perlman because Ron Perlman has the acting chops and the voice
Oh, that's
to
true.
pull
Yeah.
off a super mutant.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's been playing monsters for ages. I think in
Yeah.
terms of monster acting, he's on par with the actor from Discovery. He also played the eyeless man in Pan's
Oh,
Labyrinth.
Doug Jones.
Yes,
Doug Jones.
Doug Jones. I wanted to see if you would get that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ron Perlman and Doug Jones. I mean, they've worked together for God's sake, so you know
I
they know what they're doing. But yeah, to see the super again, that's another thing where I am familiar with super mutants, but I don't know a lot about them.
Yeah.
But we got
They're
that,
fun.
and I think if I remember right, at the same time as we were learning about super mutants, that's when we were also introduced to the
FEV.
Thank you. Yes, I was looking
Forced
for
evolution
the
virus.
Yeah. Quick,
Yes.
we haven't fully been told what the forced
Mhm.
evolutionary virus is yet, but that's another thing that could lead into the next series.
Mhm. I mean, I know what it is, but
I haven't a clue. I have
so
no clue.
basically, like I said, the only game I played fully was
No,
Fallout 4.
no spoilers. No spoilers. No.
It's a happy drug.
There's no
Basically,
well
I
yeah,
would almost rather hear one of your jokes than you give a spoiler right now, Kieran. That's how anti-spoiler I am.
I mean,
I know that's an extreme, Des, isn't it?
I can absolutely do that if you want. Yeah, I mean, I could
No, you
use it as a segue. Would you like it as a segue?
God.
I
You don't have a
have to
choice.
see where he's gonna go with this. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, all the kids that you see in Fallout Season 2, how did they get educated? They went
Is
to
this the
Ghoul.
beginning of a
They went to Ghoul.
I told you, Tez. I told you this. This is what he does.
it's not that the puns are terrible, and it's not that the delivery. He was so proud of himself he barely got the punchline out. It's not that. It's not that. It's how smug he is. It's how listen to him. He is so proud of himself right now that he has caused physical pain to both myself and to you,
Yes.
Callum.
I'm see, I've had it so much. I'm in a place of just disassociation when he does it. So
Oh, that's good. So basically, you've been exposed to him so much you've built a natural immunity to him.
yes, yep.
I'm like
Whereas-
a virus.
This is the pain is going to be fresh for you, Des. And not only that, he's attempting, like I said, he's basically just insulting your craft that you hold
Wait,
so dear.
You want to
stand-up
know what
comedy.
the forced evolution virus is? It's me.
If this is what the forced evolutionary virus is, you drop a bomb on me right now, because
Yes. And you regretted calling him a prat earlier.
Yeah. All right, you know what? Kieran, I'm going to show you how to do a segue, and if the editor is pretty solid, I can recover this. Give me 1 wee second, okay? You ready?
Yes.
Ready? This is how you do a segue. Okay. Right. Well, if you're talking about happy drugs, how about the storyline of Lucy being addicted to drugs? I mean, that's an interesting element that you could easily go into. Because
I don't call it
that's how
happy
you do a
drugs, but yeah.
segue. That's
Yeah.
how you do a segue. That storyline kind of came
Yeah.
and went very quickly.
And it was actually genuinely funny at the time. Like,
Yeah.
listen,
Well,
she had
no idea.
how do I solve these pains? Just, well, more drugs.
More drugs. I love that she went for a point where she's like, okay, I'm gonna get through this, and then at one point she was just literally scratching her own neck, just
Yeah.
going, I could really do some drugs. If you got drugs, I would love some drugs right now. She didn't even know what she wanted. She just wanted some version of drugs. Yeah. And then she the thing that I found was really funny is that she went to, it was like, I was going to say a chemist. I
Yeah.
don't think they
No,
exist
I think
in the
it's
Fallout
just a basic
universe.
store.
Oh, yeah.
It was just to make a store
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
had basically the original shop owner was basically killed, shoved into a bucket, and the guy who killed him just tried to put on his clothes.
Yeah, I failed miserably at it. But it was the thing of like, so she got the stuff to clean out her system.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically takes it as walking around just going, I don't know if this is going to, and then just projectile vomit for like 30 seconds. But the thing that still makes me laugh is that she's out in the middle of a street doing that, and there's not one person that says anything to her.
They're
which
just like
makes
walking
me
by.
think that, Yeah, which makes me think that in that section of New Vegas, everybody is either completely immune to it, or it is like a common thing that always happens, where it means nothing to anybody.
No, just speaking, my new character of the season, we spoke about him before you arrived, as Maximilian's companion this season.
Thaddeus.
Oh,
So
God.
this
Every scene, that could have easily been, like I said, in the wrong hands, that could have turned into like a Jar Jar Binks, but
they did it very
nailed it
well.
with him.
They did it
They
very
did
well.
it. The bumbling buffoon who goes along with this, and sweet and endearing as well. They just nailed him so perfect.
There's
And you
also
were genuine stitches.
I mean, there's just sinister and sweetness when you first see him again with the kids, like a mixture of human kids and ghoul kids, and he's looking after them. That's the sweet side. He's educating.
Yeah,
that's the sweet side. The sinister side is child labor.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's not even hiding it. I think at the end of that scene, he literally just goes, "Right, kids, time to make me more money," and then that's it.
And I'm just going to, towards the end when he loses his arm, his whole reaction to it is just like he just goes, "Oh, I've lost my arm."
Yeah, it's not even so much of like an "oh my god, I've lost my arm." It's just like, well, why has that happened? All right, then let me just pick it up like it's a natural thing that has happened.
And it's like a flashback to last season. Remember when that guy found out he was a ghoul, and he didn't react shock and horror. He just said, "Oh man,"
He's like, "Oh, yeah."
But
I think it's
Sorry, carry on, Des.
I was just going to say, because it's this thing of like he doesn't know what's happening to him, which I think at one point he was trying to there's that scene where they're about to tool up before taking on the Death Claws, and you see the armor, and he's trying to bond with the ghoul to try and find out what's going on, and then he just pulls back a shirt to reveal, I think it was a mouth.
It's just starting to develop.
And the look of fear in the ghoul's face means that he has seen this before. Now, he knows what's coming, but both him and the audience, we don't know what's coming.
I've not seen that either. That's the freaky thing. I mean, because of how Thaddeus becomes a ghoul is arguably different to what usually happens with everyone else and with Cooper. So obviously he's had like a more forced mutation, you know.
Yeah, but we actually don't know how Cooper became a ghoul.
Yeah,
because we don't know. We don't know what's happening there. We went on so many different journeys with these characters.
Yeah. And at the same time, progressing that, but then also going back and unraveling all those events, and you find there was layers upon layers, and we still don't know everything that went on. Like I thought it was going into this, well, his story's been told before the fallout, but you realise we've only got a fraction of it. It's like it keeps and it's like this whole very Tarantino-esque in a way, like you're seeing it from a different perspective each time, and you're gaining more information. I love kind of when the shows do that.
I mean, there's so much to impact with this show, because we've got the storyline with Lucy and her father. We've got the ghouls story, which could lead off in so many different directions. We've got basically Max's. He basically we thought he destroyed that section of the Brotherhood of Steel, but we saw at the end of the post credits that that's not the case. But the one that I'm still intrigued with the most out of everything that's happened is, and again, I can't remember these characters' names, so I'm just going to describe them. What was happening back in the vaults? Vault 31 and 32 with the broken water chip, but the blonde-haired girl,
the Canadian,
yes, the Canadian, and her trying to seize power, and her mother's last words to her, "Don't think of them as human, think of them as Americans," is so dark. And she kept that all the way through. But if you go back and look at the first series, she's playing a part. And then as soon as everything starts to unravel, you see how vicious she could be.
And I've got a. Is that part of Fallout, the Canadian War, like the games?
So
I believe it is.
yeah, so
Is-
the lore wise,
sorry, carry on.
so yeah, the lore wise, because I watch a lot of videos as well because I'm sad.
Don't
whole
say
thing-
that, mate. Come on.
So
We've got much worse words for you,
so
Kieran.
the lore, I think it was
Yeah.
yeah. So the lore of it, I don't know if it's just prior to the Resource Wars or during, but at some
Yeah.
point in history, America completely annexes Canada as like, basically, Donald Trump's wet dream.
Yeah. And I've got to wonder, are they playing that up a little bit now with current events?
Possibly.
I've got to think, like, a smart writer would use current events to maybe just tweak it a little bit.
Yeah, I can see where you're both coming from. And Kieran, I'm like you. I find this world so fascinating. So I do watch breakdowns on the games and on the vaults and everything.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, there was a resource war. So yeah, they kind of annexed Canada, but then they started to abuse Canada to take their resources, so much so that they started calling Canada Little America
Yeah.
in order to kind of indoctrinate them as like the 51st state.
Yeah.
And I can see that in the middle of a big war where America is not helping but hindering a country, I could see why she would become so I could see why she would stop looking at them as humans and start looking at them as Americans. Yeah. And I just found that storyline really intriguing, mostly because we don't know what's going to happen to Vault 31. We don't know what's going to happen there because all we saw was essentially Hank's emergency backup system was a specific Pip-Boy that was tuned specifically to
the Enclave.
The Enclave, yeah. So I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen there.
And as soon as I saw the Enclave appear, I'm like, shit's about to go down.
I liked even that, just that I don't know the character, but the dude from Lost that was in the first few episodes of the first, he's come back and you realize he's actually I kind of love this thing in Fallout. There's somebody who you just think is a side character then turns out to be a massive player, and they've pulled that again, very Tarantino style. Tarantino loves to do that as well.
Yeah, I mean all the. I was
What
just
is the
say, like,
character's name? Apart from
Ziggy.
dude from Lost. Oh, Ziggy, yeah.
Dr. Ziggy. Yeah, I just remember that because I've been rewatching a lot of Quantum Leap, and one of the characters in that is called Ziggy, so that's how I remember the name. But it goes to show that all these characters, they're kind of intertwined like a little bit. We're not talking full Lost where this character pivots to this. They basically cross paths, and you see that. But there's so much. Like, for example, I personally didn't think that the sheepy, quiet politician that we see in the
Congresswoman
who turns out to be the brain of the computer, literally the brain of the computer, the mainframe.
Because she's weak, she's easily domineered, but she knows the difference between right and wrong. Of course, that'd be super important to a computer whose whole thing is basically controlling the will of people. She's the perfect template for that.
Yeah.
But what's the bet? Her story's going to be something unexpected when it gets revealed next season, probably.
I don't know, because I mean that is a tough one, because I don't think that she's really crossed paths with Hank yet. So I didn't think of that.
I mean, I imagine she'll have a few scenes in next season, but there's enough from that season alone to get the gist. Okay, she's working on behalf of the president, got in contact with him, and now it's essentially facing a consequence, and that consequence is being a brain of a giant computer-based system.
Yeah,
so
so there's one thing I want to point out that I absolutely love is see when the Brotherhood get into their mech suits. The fact is they've all got quite dweeby voices. It's got to be said. And then when they step in, that voice to make them sound as macho as possible. I love, and the fact that some of them don't even change like their speech patterns or rhythm. So it's like they're speaking, especially with what's his name this season when he had to pretend in it. Yeah, I mean. And I've got to think that he was wearing the motion capture suit because that is a physical They can't have just done all that because that is his body movements. And you've got an acting background, Des. You could probably see that.
Yeah.
That was just pure physical acting there.
It has to be him within the suit because I don't, from the looks of how the suits look and how they move, I don't even think that's motion captured. I think those are actual, proper suits. And you're 100% right. Is that when we cut to the inside, or as I like to call it, the Iron Man look, where it's just close up on the face with a black everywhere. You do hear that dweeby voice, but then it comes out like a robotic type of voice, like all of that. But the thing that, even now, just talking about that, which makes it so weird, is that when we see, is it Maximus? That's the name, Maximus. Yes. When we see Maximus return and he's walking through this the big warehouse that they have with all the weaponry and everything, and he's walking cool, calm, and collected, and then you see two. And this, I apologize that I have to swear on this, but you can bleep me. Two feckin' idiots in armor suits playing with grenades like they're balls.
Live grenades. Live grenades.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're in armor, so we're going to be fine. Nobody else is, you friggin' idiots. They're live grenades.
So,
and he has to tell them off like they're children.
Twice.
That's because they are. They're essentially children. They don't know what they're doing.
Well, it's been shown that basically just teenage boys, really, that have been given it. It's almost like if you've watched these videos of like teenagers playing COD live and how they behave. That's exactly what the brother is, really.
Yeah, they're children who've been given massive amounts of power and they don't know what to do with it. So they just think that they're invulnerable without thinking of anybody else around them. And it's so, I mean, Maximus even gets that as well when he gets the power hammer before they discover the children. Because he gets that hammer and he says, go have fun with it, and he's loving swinging this thing, but he doesn't realize how much damage he could cause with that.
All right, Kieran, do you want to read out the comment? It's been sitting on screen for so long.
Yeah. So
you don't have to do a voice.
We've got another.
Des, do you want to choose? Well, Des, you nominate his voice. What voice does he do it in? Just to see.
It has to be the interior squeaky, annoying voice. We're not going for booming and bombastic. I want to hear what your squeaky voice inside the armor would be.
Fucking hell. Right.
Yeah.
Jesus, I need to think. Is that even possible?
Yeah, it is. Just imagine you're the teenager, the teenage character from The Simpsons. Everything is up like this, Mr. Simpson. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I've got it because my voice is started, I'm building phlegm here.
Yeah, so just do that voice, yeah.
If this series takes place after the events of Fallout 4, where do you think the Institute will fit into the storyline? I'm not doing that again.
That sounded painful. It's like every dog in your local area is just going to go crazy now.
Would you like me to read that again?
Yes, please. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Right. If this series takes place after the events of Fallout 4, where do you think the Institute will fit into the storyline? I sort of know the answer. I have an answer for this.
Is it spoilery?
No, because it was already So the Fallout TV series from the first season was already revealed to be a couple of decades, maybe less. It does take place after Fallout after Fallout 4. Now the Institute is an interesting one, because they're very high tech. They're like the most advanced faction that have tech. Now, from my just the limited experience of what happens in Fallout Season 2, and the fact that the Commonwealth chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel enter in, kind of implies that the this survivor has taken the Brotherhood of Steel route in Fallout 4. I mean, it's still up in the air, but I would wager, because regardless of which ending you have taken, with the exception of the Institute ending, the Institute itself is destroyed. So it's it's a highly likely that the Institute has been destroyed in Fallout Season 2. They may not even come into it, but if they somehow manage to introduce them, they'd definitely do it. They will definitely find a way to do it in a very clever fashion.
I personally, even if they go that route, I don't think they would or should introduce the Institute. Mostly because they've been very clear, and it even shows that in this series, is that the video games rarely, if any, have a canonical ending
Mm-hmm.
because the story is dictated by what the player does.
Yes.
So there are several different endings out there depending on what you, the player, does, which is why we don't get a definitive ending for Fallout 4. We don't get a definitive ending for Fallout New Vegas. They have to keep those open because whatever ending the player gets, that's their ending. So they have to keep that very clear, which is why I don't think they would or should do anything that would tie into a specific storyline within Fallout 4. I think they should leave that open.
Yeah, additionally, Fallout 4 is on the eastern seaboard, specifically in Boston. Lovely city, by the way. I passed by when I was visiting my dad. But yeah, with except the only faction in Fallout 4 that expands, well, actually two factions that expands the countryside are Brotherhood of Steel and the Enclave. The Minutemen and Institutes should not be in the live action season at all because they don't take place. They don't have any effect on the Western Seaboard at all. They're their own separate things. The reason why we have the NCR, the Legion, and the Khans, even though the Khans briefly got a cameo, is because they're all set in the Western Seaboard in Colorado. Is that? Oh, California.
I think you're right with that. Yeah. So not only does each game take place in different locations, they have their own separate things that happens to them. Yeah. If you get like a mention of something, again, that'd be a great wee Easter egg. If you hear somebody talking about,
like if
you get somebody talking about the Minutemen or about the Institute, that's a
or you just there's like one stray synth. That's all you need. You know exactly what synth is if you played the game, and even then, taken out of context, if you haven't played the game, a synth is just this interesting thing.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be different if, like, Nick Valentine showed up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That would be very different.
Yeah.
Because he's specific to Fallout 4, but he wouldn't make sense to just appear in a completely different location within the United States. It's a whole thing. So me personally, I don't... If they do mention anything from Fallout 4, it should just be a passing remark. It shouldn't be integral to the storyline.
No.
That's a personal thing for me.
Be like, maybe, I think a clever way for them to do it is like based off of rumors. Or someone has heard something that has happened on the Eastern Seaboard and then that's it. And work with that.
Just have it as like a rumor thing, but keep these specific stories self-contained.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Otherwise, you end up with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we don't want that now.
We don't need any more of that. You can just have little self-contained stories. This is about a group of people in in California.
Yeah.
Set in California about the ghoul and about this lady from these particular sets of vaults and about this particular person from the Brotherhood of Steel. You don't need to add in everything else. I think that's too much. Be far too much.
And talking about Brotherhood of Steel, when we're introduced to Paladin Harkness, he was a cool character, and then you kind of you see how you see how the different chapters interact, and then you see Harkness build a relationship and a bond with Maximus, and they go out, they have fun, they play with the rocket hammer, which was fucking cool. Then they encounter the kids, and my first thought was, they're fucking xenophobes.
Yeah. Yeah. You tend to forget that when somebody's walking around in power armor. It's like, hey, you're a lot of fun. We're swinging this rocket hammer. Oh, that's right. You're an arsehole and I shouldn't follow you. I forgot that for a second. Yeah. I just got caught up with the fun. I forgot that you want to slaughter people that don't look like you. Okay. Because that is also a quick change where they're having fun and they're exploring the power of the armor. And then when you get to the children, you get to that element with the children, and like a dime, he just changes. Like all the normal kids, if you can stand over there, and all the people whose faces are melting, if you can stand over there, no.
Yeah, I mean. Because obviously, I played the game Des, even like prior to that, just the moment you see them in the same room together. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It took a second. I did forget that all what was coming up. It was like, oh, No.
No, no. Yeah, I think that was generally my reaction, and I think that was. I mean, Mel, my wife has actually played a little bit of the game. She hasn't completed it because it's a huge game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Which
her
I was
reaction
saying,
wasn't
like,
the same as mine, but because I think she has encountered the Brotherhood of Steel in her
Yeah.
playthrough, but she hasn't encountered them to that degree.
yeah, we really need Kenny here because I'm pretty sure Kenny has there's some Fallout game where he's done all the vaults in it.
Oh yeah, I think that's
One of them.
Wow.
I think that's New Vegas. He's done that.
Yeah, I think he did say that to us.
Mm.
But bear in mind, Kenny has also played and completed every single Resident Evil game as well. So Kenny's pretty hardcore, basically.
I think it's nice to say, and I hope Kenny doesn't take this the wrong way. I think Kenny is doing really good being a bachelor.
I don't think you would object to that.
Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, he's a bachelor. He's a bachelor and big pro wrestling fan as well. Is that a surprise?
Yeah, to have all that luxury of free time. Oh, that'll be heaven. Then again, I have a house and a wife to take care of. Oh, gosh darn it! Oh well.
And cats as well.
Cat. Oh yeah, can't forget the cats. I mean, he's got his life. Okie dokie, I've got mine.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Roasting a man who can't defend himself now.
Yeah.
I know it's fun when they can't defend themselves, but anyway.
Well, it's even more fun when it's Hereward and he does defend himself.
Sometimes people just shoot themselves in their own foot, but that's all I'm going to say.
Speaking of shooting, the violence is still as fantastic as ever.
Yeah.
It's still phenomenal violence.
The head explosions from those little chips in the back of the head.
Yeah,
that was beautiful. When you see Hank sort of taking the randoms from the street, I noticed a little pattern with him. He's taking in degenerates, and the first one you see is absolute arsehole, and he tests it. The camera pans off to the right to cover it. You see it splatter. Then takes the snakes oil salesman. Camera pans off to the right. Everything's fine. It's like, oh
yeah.
I don't like the snakes. I mean, if I met him as a person, I would punch him in the face. But he's also kind of endearing.
Yeah, no, there is like, there's like an element to him where you would imagine that he'd be fun to hang around with for a very, 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 very small amount of time.
Yes.
But to be with it, imagine having him in your party. You would drop him faster than Mario drops Yoshi to reach a higher level.
Yes.
That's yeah. But he's one. I think it's the casting of that where you just have really good casting where you know that this guy's an arsehole, but at the same time you're like, oh, he's an alright arsehole.
Yeah.
He's an okay arsehole.
Interesting. That's Gosha's favourite character from this season was him.
Makes sense.
She just
I was going to say, it did help me find him a lot more endearing when they were doing the promo and he had his own talk show talking to the actors. Have you seen them?
I don't think I have, actually, no.
They're like 4 or 5 minute little videos on YouTube where he basically, that actor is the snake oil salesman, but he has his own dilapidated TV talk show set. And they have the actors on, not playing the characters, but just as themselves. Yeah. And he's asking them all these random questions that has nothing to do with anything. And you can't help but find them even more endearing because there's a slight element of Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis, where it's like he's taking the mick, but you're kind of in on the joke as well.
See, I've just got. This is a general question. It's going to sound weird, Des, but you've done that. Why does it tend to be like, also the people who play the most evil, scummy people on screen tend to be the loveliest people in real life?
They just seem to do it very well.
Yeah.
It's mostly because, funny enough, I'm not dropping things or anything here, but I literally did a panel at the weekend, Capital Sci-Fi Con. And we did have a couple of actors on there who we had a couple of voice actors. We had some actors there, and they always say that they have more fun playing villains because they started their careers playing heroes, and they said that after a while you get a bit bored of it. So they decided that the nice people they are, they don't get a chance to portray arseholes. So it gives them a chance to flex a muscle that they don't often get. So when you see like Kyle MacLachlan, I haven't heard a negative thing about that actor said, but he can his portrayal where he can swap instantly from loving, doting father to businessman with one goal in mind, which is just controlling the population. In the drop of a hat it's a very impressive role that you need a good actor to be able to do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You get the guy from Twin Peaks, you've got something sorted there.
So I'm always thinking like the most famous example is James Marsters, who is meant to be the loveliest human being on the face of the planet, but as Spike, he was just phenomenal.
Yeah, because he's got like the jawline and the accent. He could be a hero if he wants to, but you have more fun playing against type. You don't often get that chance. I mean, me personally, I don't. Yeah, me personally, I don't get it because I like being a nice person. But I suppose if an opportunity came up where I could be slightly vicious and evil, I'd have fun with it. I don't know, but
I think that's the main thing. It's like you have fun with it. It allows people to kind of like let out their inner demons and just experiment with how they might sound, how they might act, and how to portray this creature. That's what it is. It can range from human being with evil machinations to just creature, absolute creature, regardless if they are human or not. There's a lot of variety.
But you can also play into type where you could be evil but still come across as a nice person. Because that gives you a great you can have a great juxtaposition of what I'm doing is super evil and twisted, but I'm doing it from where I think I'm being a nice person, and that adds a real twisted version of that.
I was watching a couple of videos of like different versions of evil and betrayal. One of them I quite like. I mean, you have your manipulators and your puppeteers, but you have quiet evil, which is like, and they used Palpatine as an example because he's the one that, even though he's not physically powerful, he's the one that kind of eggs you on and gives you an easy option and makes things just look and seem easier. I love those kinds of villains. They're brilliant.
Yeah, essentially he's that devil on your shoulder. That's all that voice is. It's like, you can do this. He gives you the power, but more importantly, he gives you the permission to do it.
Yeah. And again, like Ian McDermott has never heard anyone being to a convention and said a bad word. He's meant to be the loveliest, kindest, sweetest, most gentle, and yet he plays the most evil man in the whole universe. I think there's a very famous interview where he's like, they said, George Lucas has an offer for you, and he's go, oh, what is it? He's, you get to play the evil role of the universe. It's nice. I think I'll do that.
Make sure you put in my rider that I can have a cup of tea once in a while.
I'm just picturing like Palpatine just swinging around with a cup of tea.
And if you want something online, there's a version of Paradise Lost that he narrates, and he uses his most demonic voice for Satan. It is so good. If you ever want to get the classic, if you're finding it, you just look it up on YouTube. Paradise Lost, Ian McDermott is such a listen, phenomenal listen.
I'll definitely be. Well, we know what I'm going to be doing after this.
See, guys, I can recommend you good things. It's not just Cool Cat and all that. See, I can be cultural. I can be sophisticated.
Almost made it an hour before you brought up Cool Cats, you son of a bitch.
Well, he does save the kids.
That's a good thing, I guess. It's like, he may have burned down an orphanage and did a few unsightly things, but, the kids are safe.
Yes.
Yeah. For the greater good. All right.
The greater good.
Anyway, so I think final thoughts on season 2. I've got no complaints, and I'm happy where we're going. And
I fucking loved it. And the idea of like the sinisterness of the controlling chips. I had like two thoughts in my mind. It's like, oh my god, this is evil. This is like really evil, but at the same time, we could use this.
But at the
Yeah.
same time, the people who used on the chips, they
Mhm.
weren't doing scummy,
No.
awful things. And you could see that conflict with Lucy. She was saying,
Yeah.
they're better people for it, but it's not their choice to be better. Like I
Yeah.
said, there's something
Exactly.
fundamental. There's a conflict there.
Mhm.
I like that.
Essentially, you're making these people decent people, but you're not giving them free will to do that.
Yeah.
You're manipulating, you're controlling them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
So I can see where Hank is coming from, but I can also
Mhm.
see where Lucy is coming from.
it's
See, I personally I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to that because what Hank is doing is taking away free will, but he is doing it for
A better good.
lack of a better term, the better good. And I
The
get,
better good, not the greater good.
I'm not sure about
The
that.
better good.
Yeah.
it's
I will
definite kind of echoes of Clockwork Orange with that for me. That
before we wrap it up, I do want to check something with the both of you because this is something that's kind of been in my head for a while. So the arc with the ghoul is that he's looking for his wife and daughter, and I think that's a good arc. And he gets Chris. We didn't even talk about Robert House.
Oh yes.
What a brilliant character, and I knew that when the casting was revealed, I knew that the first person they had that we saw in that bunker at the end of season 1, I knew that was going to be protective proxy. Because somebody as powerful as Robert House, he wouldn't put himself out there like that. He'd always be in the shadows pulling strings.
I mean,
And you even see
that was beautifully done. I mean,
I thought so as well.
Because
You have his introduction of him in the bar watching himself on screen. I love that, and the introduction of the chips in the back where he doesn't care about anything. So I think even the casting that I thought Robert House was a great antagonist. And so we get introduced to Robert House. Sorry, go ahead. Pierre.
Yeah, because when you first see like the proxy, the public Robert House from the first season as well, and he's got that mustache.
Yeah.
So my first thought was like, okay, that's Robert House. That's cool. It's not Robert House. So you see him again, then you just see that guy, the actual Robert House, but poses as someone else. My thought was that guy looks more like Robert House than Robert House does.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense.
And it does. It totally makes sense where you'd have somebody there. Basically, to pull this from another franchise, he was essentially the mouth of Sauron.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the figurehead, the puppet, if you were. And so I love what they did with Robert House. I love his connection with the ghoul, where they get reintroduced, where Robert House is the big computer, the ghoul is there after delivering the cold fusion. And so you get it where he's being brought down, and Robert House is in the little pit boy.
Yeah.
The thing I wanted to ask is that when they get down to the vault, sorry, not the vault, to the cryo chambers, and they open them up and they're empty, and we see a postcard, where I think it said it was something like Colorado was a good idea.
Yeah.
Now, my initial thought is that they survived the blast and they moved out to Colorado, and they lived their days out there where they were safe. I instantly didn't think that they were in a cryo chamber in Colorado.
Yeah.
What your opinions on that? What did you guys think?
I quite like that. I mean, I would sort of like them to like have survived in like cryo chambers. Maybe they emerged from the cryo chambers after the bombs fell and they managed to survive, and they're in Colorado. But either way, whichever way it goes, being they actually managed to live out their lives prior to the bombs or after, as long as the ghoul or Cooper Howard gets that closure, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely.
I kind of felt that until the last shot of the ghoul, where he's leaving Lucy and Maximus behind, and he's going off into the sunset. Now, part of me was like, is that the end of his storyline, or is he now going to try and go to Colorado, and is that going to be his storyline for the third series, where we follow the ghoul leave the rest of the party behind to go and find his family's cryo chamber. What do you guys think on
I
that?
think, well, that's his whole goal, is to find his family. So
I mean,
I think I don't think anything's getting in the way of that, as we've seen. So I
no,
don't think they could change that.
he and Lucy basically teamed up because their interests aligned. Hank knew what has happened to Cooper Howard's family. So the ghoul's goal was his family, and Lucy's goal was her dad. So their goals and interests aligned. And now, with Hank in the way he is, Lucy's found her dad, and they're about to face the Legion, and the goal is he's more likely going to be going on a separate way, because unless they find a way to make kind of force, I guess, Lucy to team up with the ghoul again, but I don't think that should happen.
But
There's
I think
no reason.
it seems to be their stories will align somehow in the third season.
Yeah. Oh, what I meant with that question is that, do you think that the ghoul is going to try and find their final resting place to make sure that they did live a good life, or do you think he's going to go up to find another vault tech building to see if they're in cryo suite? That's what I meant to ask.
I think it could go either way. It could go either way.
Yeah. Either way is a good resolution in a way, because because there's still the mystery of the first scene of this show is Hank. So I keep calling him Hank Cooper with his daughter, and we're just saying, but they were together when the bombs fell.
Thinking about that.
So what happened there between then and her and the daughter being allegedly in the tube? It's that's a question everyone's asking.
Additionally, by that point, Cooper Howard had given up acting. He became an outcast by that point. He was a fallen actor. He
was doing kids parties at that point.
Yeah, because I think what I got at the end of the second series is that I think he was arrested because I think the storyline that they're going to go down is that they're going to claim that he is a red as a communist, to try and destroy everything about him. So in order for his family to survive, he essentially has to sacrifice his essentially. So I think that the reason he was doing those parties is because essentially he was blacklisted from Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the only thing that he has, and he's there with his daughter because the persona is that that he got a divorce from his wife, but secretly they are still working together to protect their daughter. That's what I'm taking from that.
Yeah.
But as we saw at the end of the first series, we don't know where this is going to go. I mean, we thought that the wife was the enemy at the end of the first series, but now we know they literally could take this in any direction now, and that's one of those brilliant, fascinating things that we don't know where
it's not predictable, which is oh my god, that's a lovely thing, because everything else is largely predictable. Like MCU are fucking terrible for it. Star Wars is terrible for it, and then Amazon Prime bringing out Fallout TV series is like it's a fresh breath. It's a share. It's like, oh my god, I can't predict this.
Yeah, because they're not following the template of the video game. They are telling a separate story within the video game. It's like you can't tell. For another video game example, when I went in to watch the first series of The Last of Us, I knew what the ending was going to be. I knew they couldn't change that ending. But with this one, they're telling a different story in the same universe.
Yeah, because
not even fans of the video games know where this is going to go.
The advantage they have is Fallout's a role-playing game, whereas The Last of Us is a lot more linear. So you can't basically with Fallout, they've actually just been given, here's a book. It's basically a sandbox. And they go, okay, we can do something in there. Whereas with Last of Us, so you can only really follow this path.
They could, but they were able to expand in certain areas, like the Bill episode. They were able to expand on that.
I mean, obviously off topic here, but just that little tidbit of Last of Us live action, I actually kind of like the small changes they made in live action preparing for the game. Yeah. They expanded on it. It's brilliant. Yeah. And Fallout has a lot of opportunities to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. Fallout has like you said, Cam, it's a sandbox. They've been given all the toys. Essentially, what they've been done is like you have this world, and you have these characters and these elements. If you just don't touch Vault 101, and if you don't touch on this character from New Vegas, tell your story. And I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So all in all, to answer you, Callum, I think it's a solid. The second series is solid. I love what they're doing with the characters and with the stories.
Yeah.
And I am really hyped to see what they do with the third series.
Oh, definitely.
Because it is, if you listen to both these conversations, it's so interesting. The bulk has been us talking about story and character, not that much. And all the effects and all that are great. And it's like, say, you can have all the effects, but if the story and characters aren't there, it's a waste of time. We say this so often.
Yeah, you could throw all the effects, the costume, the music, and everything, but if you don't care what the characters do, if you're not invested in these characters, then there's no. It's the reason why I gave up on Game of Thrones. I made it to the 5th season of Game of Thrones. I couldn't remember a character name. I didn't care about their motivations, and so I just stopped watching. But with this, I care about Lucy. I care about Maxos. I want to see what happens with the ghoul. I want to see what happens next to them, and that is the reason why I keep coming back. Yeah,
All right.
Definitely.
I don't think you're in disagreement, Kieran, are you?
Definitely. I mean, I could do it I could be in disagreement just for the shits and giggles, but what is there to be disagree about? It's
it's very
brilliantly told. Each character, as you said, Des, you want to care for each character, even if they're a shitty human being.
I know.
There's like some weird character. I mean, like Hank, for example, shitty human being, but loving, caring father, and he had an
a compelling character.
Goal. His goal is kind of still up in air. He wanted to control people, but like you said, it's for the greater good. And he thought about his daughter first and foremost. But then you think about the Enclave connections and the way, and if you played the games 1, 2, 3, 4, New Vegas or whatever, you know who the Enclave are.
And when you see some of the actors that are turned up in this, you might remember this famously. What's his name? Edward James Olmos, when he got that script for Battlestar Galactica. You hear about he threw it in the bin, and his wife got it and read it and said, I think you should read this. And then he was blown. And I'm wondering if a lot of the actors were like this are based on a video game. And then it was someone, hold on a second, this is actually something good here. Because they've got incredible actors into it.
I would like to imagine that at least one of the actors, and I'm going to say Walton Goggins, probably got that script and read it. It was just like Fallout, and I'm not sure. And then he went on to Google and searched Fallout, and then started looking at the story and the end, and just like there's a lot more to this. This is not like Mario, where it's like super simple. There's a lot to this.
For me, I'm guessing Kyle MacLachlan probably had the biggest misgivings about doing a video game series.
Possibly.
He's a very accomplished actor. I could see him, maybe someone said, you should maybe look into this Fallout thing. It could be something for you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's one of the things that we didn't bring up is because we mentioned Kyle MacLachlan, and again, brilliant actor. The last thing that he does before pressing that button is that he turns to his daughter and just says, I love you, Sugar Bomb. Presses the button, and essentially he, for lack of a better term, he activates sleeper agents, but he also destroys himself. He doesn't recognize it. And she starts to walk away, and she turns back to say, I didn't see Hank McLean there. I just saw a scared, lost old man that didn't know where to go or what to do or anything like that. He just looked in that one scene. He just looked so weak and lost.
And again,
I really felt for him at that.
And again, that's acting, like how he positioned his body and all, and that shows you how good Kyle is. Like just a simple few seconds, he can pull that. He's in the same costume essentially, and it's just slight changes in his posture and that, and it conveys everything.
And it just showed like he essentially powered down. If you want to go down that route, where he just sat there with his head low, he had his hands together. I remember that, and he didn't know where to go or what to do. He there was nothing left of him, and it just kind of broke my heart.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, oh, you are a shit human being, but
still a human being, basically.
Yeah, it's like I saw him there, and I just wanted to go over to him and just go, "Let's get you a cup of tea."
Yeah,
you and me. Let's get you a wee cup of tea. Would you like a biscuit? I bet you want a biscuit. You want a biscuit? Yeah, come on, okay. That's all I wanted to do.
You look like a digestive man.
Yeah, he just. even though he like blew the heads off like so
Yeah.
many other people and manipulated
Yeah.
so others by robbing them of free will.
And animals.
But he
Don't
just-
forget the animals.
Oh God, and the animals. Definitely can't forget the animals.
Yeah.
But he taught his daughter to drive.
Mm.
He had a nice meal with
Yeah.
it. There was elements of a good father in
Mhm.
there, but as we saw throughout the thing,
Mhm.
the corporate element kind of took
Mhm.
over.
Yeah.
And it was just so sad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, finishing this. It's not trivia this time. It's just some quick fire daft Fallout 2 themed questions.
Mhm.
Are you up for
All
it?
right.
It's not
Okay,
quizzes.
yeah, I'm up
It's
for
not
that.
quiz. So, would you rather survive a week in New Vegas with no caps or a week in the Mojave with no weapons?
New Vegas with no caps.
Ooh.
I would have said the same thing. You may not have any caps, but as
You
we
can make
all
them.
know, you could make them. You could hire children to get them for you. I mean, if your luck and charisma is pretty high, you could blag your way into some caps.
Yes.
So I would definitely go New Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. You wake up tomorrow as the ghoul. What's the first thing you're doing?
Well, I'm fucking.
Moisturizing.
Not even blowing your nose. I don't know how that works
Yeah,
for
no,
him.
yeah, not even that. It's just like, oh God, is that?
I'm a bit dry
I'm getting the
today.
Nivea out. I'm moisturizing. Yeah, little flaky.
I don't.
So,
What were you gonna say here?
I was going to say, well, Walter Goggins. So, I think it'd be. I'm stuck between, just going full, because he's going like full Western gunslinger vibe. Just go along with that vibe, or just roll into a pool of radioactive water. Yeah.
Well, interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sticking with
All right,
moisturizing.
okay. Brotherhood of Steel Armor or fully stocked Vault-Tec survival kit?
Ooh. So is this power armor? What type? Because Brotherhood of Steel, they use the T65. And T65 is
And
good.
that does have a design flaw.
I have noticed something about the live action series. They don't seem to use the fusion. You see fusion cores, and they are resource,
Yeah.
but they don't seem to be a valuable resource.
Yeah.
So obviously,
No,
Brotherhood
they
of
seem
Steel
to
have
be
a
very
lot of them.
prevalent, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
a fair point. I mean, just for playing Fallout
Mm.
4, I know
Mhm.
how useful power armor can
Yes.
be, but
Yes.
once the fusion core is gone,
You're not going to have
useless.
99 of them on your pocket either.
Exactly. So me personally, I'm going to go with the Vault-Tec survival kit.
Yeah,
Right.
I think I'd have to
Okay.
default for that. As much as I love the Brotherhood of Steel, yeah, survivability is better.
All right.
Yeah.
You have to go on a long hike tomorrow. Who's your travel companion, Maximus or the ghoul?
Dog meat.
I was going to say Lucy. Why is Lucy not getting the throw in there?
Right.
Think of the conversations you could have.
It's true.
Think of all the things you could edge. Exactly. That optimism alone.
Yeah.
We're going to go all the way
And-
over there. It's 1,000,000 miles away and we may not
Yeah.
survive. Okie dokie. You want that optimism. So
Mhm.
me
And
personally,
there will be the challenge of trying to get her to swear as well. That'll be
Yeah.
goodness.
think of it. Yeah, think of it this way, right? Maximus, as a character, he is. I couldn't see myself spending a lot of time with him.
Yeah.
No offense to him.
Yeah.
And the ghoul, one, I couldn't trust him, and
Mhm.
two, you're getting no conversation off him.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
he's going to do is talk about how shitty the world is and
Yeah.
how everything's going to hell.
So, all right,
So
Debbie
me
Depression.
personally, yeah. So me personally, I would choose Lucy or Dogmeat. I
Yeah.
would agree with you there,
Right.
Kieran. Lucy or Dogmeat.
Yeah.
Okay. So Vault-Tec offer you a vault tomorrow. What's your single ridiculous rule?
Ooh, single ridiculous rule.
So basically, any vault, no particular
Any
vault,
vault.
any vault.
They've just given you a vault, and you've got one rule, ridiculous rule that you can enforce.
We
Oh,
can
right, I
enforce
see.
the
Right,
rule.
so basically, myself and Kieran, we're basically the overseer.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we get to
Yeah.
dictate the weird.
Yeah.
The weird
The
rule.
experiment.
Oh.
I think mine would be
Right.
sort of chaos aligned. Maybe 1 day a week. Maybe not quite purge level. Sort of like at least 1 day a week or 1 day a month. Everyone's just allowed to do anything. Just see what 1 day a month. Everyone just commit anything chaotic, and then rest of the month is just orderly. So Every single day of the month,
Ooh.
barring one day, is order, and then that one day comes along, utter chaos. Just see what happens. It's like Norm's brain, I guess.
Interesting. For me, yeah, I'm gonna go down this route. Nothing.
Nothing. Huh?
I would do nothing, but I would tell one person that something might happen, and that's it. I would let the paranoia take over to see what people would do, just to see. I would let them do whatever they want. If they think that if they do this on a particular day, that might help them, or that I would just let them see what happens. But I would tell one person, I would specifically say, I am the overseer of this vault. One day in the future, something might happen.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone.
I like that.
And then I would.
It's like Chinese whispers with one stop.
Yeah, exactly. I would just tell one person that, and I wouldn't elaborate on anything else. And I would just wait and watch and see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, a quick pick here. A Deathclaw sprinting at you, or Mr. Handy with a malfunctioning buzzsaw floating above you.
So a Deathclaw coming at you, or Mr. Handy with a buzzsaw malfunctioning buzzsaw.
Yeah, floating towards you.
Floating towards you. Well, depend. Oh, okay. Yeah, because with the Mr. Handy, it's either going to be friendly or an enemy. Deathclaw, you know what you're going against.
I was thinking the same thing, is that with a Mr. Handy, there is a chance. Again, if your charisma and luck is pretty high, that you can talk him down, that you can communicate. You could try whatever speech options you have. There is an element that you could get the right one. With a Deathclaw, you have no choice in the matter. It's kill or be killed. And if we're there, Kieran, without our power armor and with a survival kit from a vault, we're going with Mr. Handy. I would say Mr. Handy.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you rather gamble in New Vegas for 24 hours straight, or try and negotiate with a super mutant?
Okay, so that's the interest. So gamble for 24 hours.
That is interesting.
So with the gambling, there's a 50. I'd say just rounding up 50-50 chance you either win or you lose over that 24-hour period. With the super mutants, chances are slimmer, but they're not impossible because there are a very select few intelligent super mutants out there.
I was thinking the same thing, because it depends on what super mutant you're talking about. Are we talking angry, bashy, hulky type of super mutant, or an intelligent super mutant? Because you could actually have a nice conversation with a super mutant. But as we should have learned from series 2, the house always wins.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So if you had to join a faction in season 2, who would you join?
So you have the NCR, the Enclave, the Khans, Caesar's Legion, or Kaiser's Legion. And I think that's the main ones. And of course, you have the Vaults. I mean, Brotherhood
Brotherhood of Steel is good. They've definitely got the weaponry for this. But for me personally, I would probably go with the New California Republic.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well, because Brotherhood of Steel, I'm split into two. Brotherhood of Steel because of just the power armor. Come on. I would be one of those kids. Yeah, I'd be one of those knights that's just messing around with a grenade. I would definitely be one of them.
And for that reason alone, I am not going with the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yes.
But of course, they're also, for lack of a better word, fascists. So that's why I'm going with NCR, because the NCR are people. They are, as far as I'm aware, they are just people who are trying to survive and trying to form a new governed system and protect the people.
They're trying to make the world a better place, and I'm always for that.
Yes.
So for that, look, plus they get those amazing brown trench coats.
Yes.
And I want one of those trench coats. Yeah.
I love a good trench coat.
So you can only carry one item. Is it Nuka-Cola Quantum or a Radaways?
I would say, no, is it a singular item of each? I take it, yeah.
Yes, you can only carry one.
I would say Radaway.
So we're going to
survival, because
really, because I would have said Nuka-Cola.
Nuka-Cola still gives you the rads.
True, but if you're thirsty and you also get a cap, so
true.
just
I suppose that single cap gets you into New Vegas, so there's more possibilities.
Yeah, you see. So me personally, I'm gonna go with the Nuka-Cola.
And Kieran, you're going with the Radaway, yeah?
A kind of more reluctance now because of the,
So, and our last one is, would you rather be trapped in a vault experiment or stand at topside during a rad storm?
Well, okay, so standing atop side during a red storm, it depends on the scenario and what you have on you. Anything is better than a Vault Tech experiment. If there are no specifications to the rat storm, I'm going to go with that because I could be wearing power armor, I could be having loads of rat away, I could have this, that, and the other. There are no restrictions that you've mentioned, so I'm going to take that.
Having said that, Kieran, we don't know what vault we're going into.
That's true.
So it could
It's a gamble.
be any of it. It is a gamble. It could be one of the quote unquote nicer vaults.
Yeah.
You could go into a cryo freeze, or a vault where everybody is called Des, or you don't. Yeah, don't worry. I know about the vault where everybody was called Gary. I know that vault. We don't know what vault is going in, what vault you're going into. And me personally, I would take shelter and food over anything else. So me personally, I would go into a vault.
My likelihood of survival is low.
It's not no, because again, you don't know the specifications. You could be in that rad storm, like you said, with your power armor. With your rad away, you don't know what's in your oh my god,
survival kit or
your equipment.
Equipment.
You don't know what's in your equipment or your inventory. That's the word I was looking for. You don't know what's in your inventory. Me personally, I'd go into a vault with my little snug blue suit and my little second boy, and I'd figure it out. I might be dead. If somebody might find my pair of glasses in a garbage disposal, we don't know.
You could be in that vault where you're the only guy, or you're one of 100 guys, and there's only one woman. Those are actual vaults.
They are actual vaults. I've done a deep dive into the vaults, and funnily enough, the vault, if I remember right, the vault with the one man and all the women turned out pretty well, but the vault with one woman and all the men, not so much. Let's not end this one on a low. Me personally, I'd go into a vault.
Rad storm, because no specifications as to what the situation is.
Yeah, fair.
All right, so thanks very much for that, guys, and that's our Fallout Season 2 review. Go watch it, basically.
Do it.
Thumbs up all round. Yeah,
do it.
It definitely gets a thumbs up.
Do it.
Just to let you know what have we got coming up. I think our next show is on Sunday. We've got the Big Rig rolling into town. Big Rig Brian Colton, indie pro wrestler, is our guest, and then we'll be recording about 4 or 5 shows in the next 2 weeks. It's crazy. And this time next week, we're speaking to Simon Butler, retro game dev legend for Ocean Games. And we've also got the Supernatural Season 2 retrospective to do. And also next week, we're interviewing Nancy Holder, who wrote a ton of Buffy tie-in novels. So that's more for our Buffy crew. I really wanted to get their teeth into that. Sorry, I had to sink their teeth into it. Yes. And well, I don't think people need to ask where to find you. Basically, one of the crew now, Des. So just contact us and you can get a hold of Des.
You just find them on the side of the street.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm basically like Candyman. If you say my name 5 times, I appear and I host a convention for you. That's just how this works. But yeah, I have. It's not that I've taken a break from my YouTube channel. There's been a lot of stuff going on, but I'm really hoping to get back to recording and putting some stuff out pretty soon. So you should find me at The Real Des Talks on YouTube. I've got a few reviews and things up there now, so if you want to give them, check them out, you're more than.
And I think there's plenty of stuff still to review, and I'm sure you'll be along for some of it. Because I looked today, it's 40 years of the real Ghostbusters, which might warrant a discussion.
What? 40 years of this particular franchise? What are the odds?
Yes.
That's right. 1986 that was released. Yeah, wow. Okay. That's interesting.
I think that warrants a bit of discussion, that's true.
Well, I'm sure I can find some time in my busy schedule to talk about more things Ghostbusters. I'm sure I can.
Right. Thanks so much, Des. It's a pleasure as always. And Kieran, cheers for coming along. And listen, subscribe, thumbs up. Again, big thanks to Rob for all our editing work. Much appreciated. And we'll be seeing you all very soon. Good night.
Thanks very much, folks. Bye for now.